So welcome everyone. Good to have you guys on and congratulations on your latest success. And I know you are trying to take your game to the next level. So that's what we're here to talk about. Majority of you guys, if not all, are from the data analytics program. With what you went through, going through the data analytics program, getting a job in the field, you can start to understand how important time is. Okay, time is very important here because we don't have time for the traditional route of stay in school 4 years, get 3 to 4 years experience. Now I can start working on good stuff. When you look at automation and the impact that it's having, you can look at this chart. Right now we're in the algorithm wave. Okay, there's 3 waves of automation coming. Right now we're in the algorithm wave. You can see companies like financial and insurance companies are, kind of leading the pack in terms of automating their business processes, automated about 8%, which is not that much, but significant any other way. And so in the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to enter the augmentation wave, where you're going to see a lot of companies focused on IoT, Internet of Things. They're going to take like your vacuum cleaners that you see and add, algorithms to them to make them more effective, make them be able to vacuum your house or clean your house. And you're going to see a lot of other tools. I bought a toothbrush the other day. It had Bluetooth. Come to find out, the Bluetooth connects to an app on your phone. It tells you whether you're brushing your teeth or not. Okay, so you're going to see basic tools that you've been used to using for years. You're going to see them transform due to data and automation. And then around 2030, we're going to enter the autonomy wave, where by then we're going to have enough data to do some really cool things. All right. And just in the past 3 years, we've accumulated more data than we have in the entire history of the world. So that gives you an idea of how the data has ramped up and how it's definitely our future. It's transforming our future. Actually, this world will grow in the next 10 years. This world will grow as much as it has in the past 250 years. So in the next 10 years, this world will grow as much as it has in the past 250 years. So keep that in mind and in perspective. That is a huge change, okay? And so we don't have time to go the traditional route. We got to kind of accelerate things. And a lot of that is attributed to the accelerating growth in technology. So if you look at the first technology, which is the printing press, back in 1400, it wasn't another 200 years before they developed another technology, the telescope, and then another 150 years before the steam engine came out. As we round the 21st century, you can see that, man, we're really cranking up on the technology with the internet and cell phones and DVDs and all of the social media. All technology produces data, okay? So with the accelerating growth in technology, you have the accelerating growth in data. And the reality is 65% of our kids starting kindergarten, first grade, will work in a field that does not yet exist. And half of our jobs are going to be affected within the next 15 years. Now, the automation, the data, the robots, they're going to displace 28% of workers, but they're going to create 35% more jobs. And you guys are getting an idea of what those jobs are, right? Jobs dealing with data, jobs dealing with automation, okay? And so anytime you have data, you have an ability to create strategic advantages for companies just by analyzing their data and understand what it's saying. They can create new products. The opportunities are endless when you have the data on your side. Now, when we look at the type of jobs, all right, we put them into different categories. We have non-routine versus routine, right? Am I doing the same thing over and again, over and over again? or is it non-routine? Cognitive, do I have to use my brain to do it, or is it more manual? And the category that these jobs fall in is non-routine cognitive. So you can see those jobs have been accelerating since the 80s. Okay, so it's no coincidence that these jobs are on the rise. Okay, they've always been on the rise. So what needs to happen? Workers need to become more data literate. Okay, that means they need to understand all aspects of the data. That includes collecting the data. That includes transforming, building models. All right. That includes visualizing the data, and last but not least, being able to communicate what the data is saying. So what is data science? It is a field that deals with extracting business value from your data by identifying patterns and making predictions. All right, so that's what this class is all about, is understanding data better to where you can create some of those predictive algorithms, and you can kind of assess based on the historical data, what's going to happen in the future. And so what you'll learn by taking this data science program, data scientists and data science knowledge is in high demand. I mean, you can't hire enough data scientists nowadays, okay? Because you create so much value for the company, it is on fire. I mean, the best job of the 21st century, the sexiest job of the 21st century, you name it. So learning data science is the gateway to AI. Everybody wants to be a part of AI. Okay, that's the future, artificial intelligence. But artificial intelligence is going to be based on the amount of data we have. Okay, and like I said, in the past 3 years, we've collected more data than we have in the entire history of the world. Okay, so think about what the next 5 years entails. If we're collecting data at that, at that rate, just think what we'll do in 5 years. And so I don't think I have to tell you guys the pay is amazing. I mean, you guys just feel you're already getting paid very good money. Okay, it's even better when you move on to data science. And there's abundance of roles. It's just like data analytics. You got, ETL developer, SSIS developer, SQL developer, SSRS developer, Power BI developer, Tableau developer. You got all of these pieces, all of these positions. Same way in data science. Okay, you have data science, you have machine learning, ML engineers, machine learning engineers, data engineers. I mean, it's a lot of positions that you'll satisfy. And there's a very much abundance of roles, okay, that you will definitely qualify for. And, as a data scientist, you're there to solve problems, okay? The company's going to present you with a problem, an opportunity, and it's up to you to figure out, hey, where's my data? Go get my data and put together and analyze this problem, and then create a model based off of it, okay? And learning doesn't stop. This thing is evolving as we speak, okay? So you're going to get a chance to do some really cutting edge stuff, okay? And it's applicable among multiple domains. We got healthcare, we got insurance. I mean, you name it. Every single industry can benefit from data science, okay? Machine learning algorithms, every single business, data analytics, you name it. Every single business will benefit from it. We built a platform to specifically cater to data science, okay? The tool that you'll be using the most is Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook can connect to Python, it can build the algorithms, it can run them, everything. So we have a platform specifically built, it's called refactor.com, okay? And it has all of the embedded Jupyter notebooks to make it easy for you guys to build and learn the algorithms. All right, everything is hands-on, okay? You're gonna have a lot of assignments, just like data analytics, okay? A lot of hands-on assignments to get you guys used to it, get that muscle memory. You don't have to do any installs. We have it all plugged into the app. So, I mean, you might have to install, applications in Python, but it's all going to be done under our curriculum platform, okay, Refactor. Everything we do is real world. And then at the end of the program, you're going to showcase your project. Everybody's going to create a project. You're going to showcase that project en route to employment. All right, so we got 3 classes, DS1, DS2, and DS3. Okay, you guys are here for DS1. That's where you started off. So what does Colaberry do? Colaberry does training, consulting. We provide diverse talent, and we upskill workforces. So the training will be 2 days a week. Okay. Looks like it's Tuesday, 6:30 to 9:30, and then 8 to 12 on Saturday. Just like data analytics, 15 to 20 hours a week, hands-on assignments, gamified learning, real-world scenarios, okay? And so our goal is to get you through those 3 programs. Each of those programs, you will build a project. And these projects are gonna be used to create your profile, okay? Like, it's hard to find data scientists, guys. All right, so when you talk about in terms of experience, yes, they would like to have somebody with 3, 4, 5 years experience, but with data science, it's so fresh, so new. They will accept if you can show them 2 or 3 projects of where you use the actual concepts, that is enough to get you guys in the field. All right, so you're gonna be assigned. Once you make it to the end, we're going to make sure that we work with you to help you gain employment once you get to the end of the program. So we're going to help you build your resume. We even have a system now that we just implemented a couple of weeks ago, which uses a machine learning algorithm to help you apply for positions, okay? So this machine will go and apply for a whole bunch of positions, like, I mean, it's crazy. This thing goes wild. It sends out all these emails on your behalf. It submits positions if it can through an API. I mean, you're going to be introduced to all of the positions, okay? You're definitely going to get interviews, all right? So all you have to focus on is going through the training, creating your projects, and then making sure you're ready to showcase that. Now, how are we going to showcase that? We're going to do a combination of creating digital resumes. We have a site, hire.refactored, which we're going to build you a bio. So all of your projects are going to be on Showcase, okay? We're going to create you a social media presence. And that is what's going to help propel you. And then we add you onto the machine learning algorithm, which is going to submit your resume to hundreds, if not thousands of jobs. So here's our site, refactor.com. Each of your projects that you build, you'll have a portfolio. Okay, so the clients can see what type of work you have done. And then again, your bio is going to be on hire.refactor. And most of you guys know we've won several awards through the process at which we train, which is dedicated to getting you that hands-on experience. Transformational process, okay? And then the project work. The project work is huge because that's what gets you the actual experience that you need to transition to the next level. So we have our alumni that works. You guys, a lot of you guys are alumni working at different companies. So we have a lot of connections, okay? And the market knows that when you have Colaberry talent, you have people that work hard, they're grinders, they have access to a huge network. You have Colaberry Network, you have Colaberry Chat. So you have a lot of resources on your side, okay? And so what you're looking at is going through 3 programs, okay? The first one is mainly Python, okay? You're gonna work on a lot of Python in DS1. And you know, you guys have been used to using SQL Server, which you're going to use SQL, okay, as well. So it's good to have those skill sets. But now DS1 is mainly about Python, right? Understanding how to work with Python. Python can do a bunch of different things, okay? And so you're going to learn how to do, you know, ETL with Python, pulling in files, scrubbing them, doing whatever you need to do. And then DS2 and DS3 are more focused on the machine learning algorithms. and learning which algorithms to apply to which problems and how do you pick them and how do you test them, and then kind of going through that entire process. And, we have event competitions like the CAP competition, which is the first Wednesday of every month. And we have the Data Talent Showcase, which is the last Thursday of every month. So once you finish your project, you can actually present them and get live critiques and feedback, even win some money, okay? But the point is to learn how to tell the story. So when you create your project, you want to be able to tell the story of the data and then be able to deliver, because as a data scientist, they're going to say, hey, here's the problem, okay? You're going to have to find out where the data is to help you solve that problem. And then not only just putting together the algorithm and all of that, but you got to present it. You got to present it in a way where non-technical people can understand it. And that's what our skills competition does, is allows you to perform those presentations, to get familiar with creating stories and being able to go in and present what you did. Where are the insights in the data? What did you find in the data? And what are your suggestions moving forward? Because companies are going to be leaning on you a lot to tell them, what is the data saying? And what are we going to be able to do with this data? Okay. So that's pretty much the data science program. We're holding a huge discount for our alumni. So if you participated in the data analytics program, we're only charging $1,500 for all 3 classes. And on top of that, if you complete all 3 projects, okay, DS1, DS2, DS3, you complete all 3 projects, then you're going to get $500 back. Okay, so it's only $1,000 really. So you're going to get a huge discount. We want to get projects in our Colaberry network. We want to get you guys ready, and then you'll be able to use our machine learning algorithm submission system to submit to tons of jobs once you hit the market, okay? And I'm very confident that if you go through all 3 programs, okay, you're looking at about, 8 months to a year, all right? It's a grind, okay? But when you talk about elevating your game and moving over to data science, I mean, you're talking about, really good money potential, okay? Working on the hottest project, working on the latest things. I mean, data, everybody knows data is the future, right? And so being a data scientist is going to put you on the cutting edge of technology. Okay, so this is definitely a great next step for your career, and being able to move over into the data science realm. I mean, you can't just start from scratch and go to data science. You need to go in, understand data, like you guys understand ETL, you understand reporting, so now it's time to understand Python, and then understand the machine learning algorithms, where you can run the algorithms on the data to be able to do the predictive analysis, and then kind of take that to the next level. And then look, this thing is shaping out, okay? This thing is growing. There's a lot of nuances. It's going to be a lot of learning. Once you get that core fundamental skills, then this thing is ever evolving. So once you get in where you need to be, get you a nice position in the company, you're going to continue to grow with that company. Colaberry is going to help continue to educate you. As we bring more projects, you're going to have access to those projects along with step-by-step instructions on how to replicate those projects. So any project that we have in Colaberry Network, you guys are going to have access to, which is going to allow you to expand your knowledge. So the Colaberry Network is not only about getting you in the right job, but also helping you expand and grow from there. So we have Tony Onicha, Dr. Onicha, who went through our data analytics program. He's gone through our data science program, and now he's actually helping us by coming back and becoming an instructor which all of you guys have an opportunity to be. If you go through the program, you want to be a TA, you want to be an instructor, Colaberry is growing rapidly, okay? And the field needs this. The field needs great data professionals, and that's what Colaberry is doing. Tony, you want to tell them a little bit about your experience? Give me a second, guys. I'll be back. I'm gonna let Tony speak for a little bit. Tony, tell us about your experience going through. Let's start with DS1.
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? My name is Tony Onicha, originally from Nigeria. I see a lot of my folks are here also. Yes, I'm a Colaberry alumni. I went through the, boot camp, IPBC, JRP then, and then got placed a few years back. I'm on my second company now. Been on the field for almost 4 years, getting to 5. And right now I work as under consulting. So I did the Colaberry DS1, 2, and 3, and I've really kind of learned a lot in it. And having that programming background from Colaberry really helped me a lot in terms of mastering the data science and the Python. So it was really I mean, Python is huge if you've been exposed to it. And like Ali said, you can really do a lot with Python. And it's just about, focusing on which area do you want to, focus on. So DS1 will basically give you all the basics that you need to know, basically give you intro to almost all the nuances of Python, the data structures, the different things you can do, the different modules, the classes, the libraries and all that. And then with DS1, you have a couple of projects. One of them should go on the network, So by the time you're done with DS1, you're pretty much kind of comfortable writing codes in Python. And part of this is also, I understand, most of the folks here are also Colaberry alumni. And part of it is, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can actually write SQL codes in Python, okay? And then you can actually write, in your SQL, you can actually write Python codes there. And, just like you can have like, Python, you have Python in SQL, and then you have SQL in Python, right? So these are all things that you can easily more or less relate to, because I assume most people here are already comfortable with, the structured query language. And, even though working through Python, you most of the time deal with like just files, reading from files. But when you enter the field working, on these different modules, you might have to read from databases, right? Which is where having that knowledge of, the relational database systems comes in, right? You can pull from all these different resources and not just from flat files. I have seen folks like when I want to do something, they first download it to a flat file and then run the Python code from it. But you can connect directly to a database and and do those kind of things. So DS2 will mostly prepare you for give you a kind of a solid grounding on the basic math and statistics for the machine learning. We go through a whole host of stuff, mostly math, and then we go into statistics, and towards the end, we start building models, a few models, linear models, this and that. And then by the time you get to DS3, you now go full speed into model building, all these different tools like CGBoost, support vectors, XGBoost, what else? I mean, there are a couple of them. There's a whole lot of tools you can use in terms of model building that you get introduced to in data science 3. So within this span of I believe each class is about 3 months or so. So this 9 months period, you come out grounded that you can easily tackle any data science problem. So I went through this course. I believe that was sometime 2020, I believe. Yeah, I went through all 3 of them. So it was really nice. I had enough, grounding in this that I'm able to, just go through a lot of projects on my own, So I think the skill set that you will get going through this, program and the projects, are kind of strong, and we give you all the basics that you need to now build on, because your learning always continues, right? We're just giving you every tool that you need, and then get you that level that we can send you off comfortably, knowing that you can thrive on your own out there. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is the movement into the future, okay? And so, things are ever changing, but right now, machine learning is where it's at right now, okay? So we want to make sure that you guys, listen, the experience you're going to have, and part of being part of the Colaberry Network is, it's not just based on what you do. The whole network, we have a system to where everybody who goes through our training program creates projects, and those projects are accessible by anyone in the network. So if you spend a weekend, you could go through 2 or 3 projects, okay, and enhance your skills rapidly. You can, through our center, people are working on. So this is not just about getting that job, but continuing to grow. And they say that as a data scientist, if you are a team lead or a manager for a group of 10 other data scientists, $250,000 salary a year. Okay, so you should be focused on getting in the field, getting your feet wet. Colaberry is going to help you accelerate once you get in there, and then you can kind of grow and move up. I mean, data science is a great position, but data science manager, whatever the case may be, the amount of data scientists that you're going to see hit the field in the next few years is going to be astronomical. So there's going to be a ton of projects out there. Every company is going to be needing a data scientist. And I mean, it's just from there, right? That's pretty much the program, guys. If you're interested in joining the class, don't wait till the last minute, because there's different regulations and stuff, different things you got to turn in. Go ahead. Again, we're offering a huge discount for alumni. Okay, $1,500 for all 3 classes. That's $500 a class, and we're going to reimburse you $500 if you complete all 3 projects. So I mean, it's basically a steal. What we're looking for is to get a large amount of people in, and just kind of, run through this, make sure that you guys get jobs. We're going to be working with you extensively. Like I said, we have our CAP competitions. We have different things that we're going to add to your resume that you worked on in your project. We're going to take these projects and we're going to really highlight them on your profile. Okay, so all you got to do, you got to have that 15 to 20 hours a week. Okay, you can't be like, oh, some weeks I'm working, some weeks, oh, my company wants me to work. Like, you got to be committed to the process, or this is not going to work. It's just like data analytics. You know that you guys couldn't come in here and casually go through the program. You got to put a lot of effort into it. Okay, there's the curriculum, there's the project work. Okay, there's the presentations. So it's a lot, but you can rest assured that if you go through the program and you take care of it like it needs to be, then you're going to be in a great position to get to up your skills to the next level. Okay, but it's not going to be given to you. Okay, you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to grind for it. You're going to have to participate consistently. Okay, not I'm going to spend 3 weeks on it and then take 3 weeks off. Okay, now I get it. You guys go on vacation, you do things like that, but you got to stay on top of this for a good 8 to 12 months. Okay, so if you're not ready for that type of commitment to get to the next level, then come back when you are. Okay, because I need everybody that's going through the class to be serious about it, to be focused, to be ready to go. And don't be so easy to drop off and quit, okay? Because what we want to do is, it's a path, it's a game plan, okay? We got the whole game plan in place. You do the training, you do your project work, and then we use the machine learning algorithm to submit your resume to hundreds of companies, okay? One of those companies are going to give you a chance, but we got to have a profile. And that's what you spend the training doing, is building your profile, okay? Besides learning the topic, you're gonna actually apply that and create real world projects, which are then gonna be showcased on your resume. Hey, this is what I can do. Okay, I'm already working in data analytics field. This is my data science work that I've done. These are my projects that I've done. I'm ready to take it to the next level. And you're gonna get that opportunity, but not without completing the project. All right, so I'm gonna open it up for questions. There'll probably be an alumni discount moving forward. I don't see us upping, like we would rather, I mean, we'll up the price at some point, but we would rather get as many people through as we can, okay? So we're gonna keep the price low for our people, okay? We're gonna keep it low for a little while. Once we get a little bit more, once we get a little bit more connectivity and get a little, more people in the field, then eventually we'll raise it, but probably no time soon, okay? So we wanna make it really easy for you guys to sign up, okay? You guys know you spent $2,000 for data analytics. This is only $1,500 and the class is longer, it's more involved, okay? We're just really anxious and excited about getting you through the program, looking at the projects that you produce, and then getting you migrated into the field, because we want to hire you, okay? You get on into the field, I want to bring you back as a TA, bring you back as an instructor, help us build this Colaberry data science movement like we've done with data analytics, okay? And so that's what our aim is, that's what our focus is right now. It's not about collecting tuition revenue, it's about getting more people through the program. Is data analytics a prerequisite for this program? Not necessarily. It is a good prerequisite because the program is built off of the data analytics program. But if you've been working in the field, 2 to 3 years, and business intelligence or data analytics, then you could possibly join this class. But if you haven't worked in data at all, then I don't think data science is something that you can learn from scratch. Okay, you gotta kind of migrate your way through. So maybe the data analytics will be a better program for you if you don't have any experience in the field. And that's just because it's so vast, it's so much, right? You really got to understand data to go through this program and kind of take the game to the next level. All right. If the classes are 24 weeks, what are the additional 3 months that you mentioned? So we want them to be 24 weeks, but they're not going to be exactly 24 weeks. Okay. We have project work at the end that adds a little bit of time onto it. And we want to make sure that as many people get through. So we might add a couple of weeks here and there. Okay. So it's not like straight 24 weeks. Okay. It may be a little bit of time added on depending on the tempo of the class. Do we need to pay the $1,500 up front or $500 per pay? Yes, you need to pay the $1,500 up front to get the discount, because normally the class is $4,500, $1,500 per class. Okay, so we're just asking for $1,500. That means that you don't have to pay any more for any more classes. You make your way through DS1, DS2, DS3 without having to make any more payments. How can you catch up if you start late by about a week? I would recommend you go ahead and get your payment in and start going through the curriculum. All right, we have videos in there. You can start making your way through the curriculum. If you are gonna miss a day or a week or whatever the case may be, just try to make sure that you've covered those classes ahead of time. Okay, because if you fall behind, it's very hard to come back. Okay, and it's very hard to keep up if you fall behind. So you want to try to stay ahead as much as you can. If you can stay ahead a section or two, then that's going to put you in the best position to succeed in this program. How demanding DS class is when compared. Yeah, I mean, that's the Colaberry way. What you experience in DA is going to be similar in DS. That's the only way we know how to run the classes, okay? It's high level of activity. And so you're going to learn a lot in a short period of time, but it does take a high level of activity and an extra level of commitment. Is the curriculum set up like data analytics where you can get ahead? Yes, we recommend you work ahead. We don't have videos for every section, but most sections we do have videos for. So there's no reason why you can't go through the videos and work on the labs, work on the assignments, and then work your way ahead. We actually recommend you working ahead. And it's like when you have your, when you have your task at work now, you have several tasks. You can choose to barely complete your task on the due dates, or you could complete your task early and give yourself a little bit of cushion to kind of look over your stuff, make sure it's all good before the due date, right? So it's all about managing your tasks. And from working in the field, once you get behind, it's a stressful situation. So same with this training, okay? Too long waiting period between phases. How long? They should pick up right afterwards. We'll give you a little bit of time for your project work, but then we'll tell you, hey, the next class is starting here. So you need to have completed your project in the other phase by this time, because this is when we're going to start the next classes. And the DS1, DS2, and DS3 classes all start at the same time. So our next date classes, whether you join in DS2, you taking DS1 over again, or you moving on to DS3, the classes are going to all start at on the same date. All right, so again, guys, reach out to Colaberry support. Go ahead and get your payments in. Go ahead and get access, okay? They'll give you access. Go ahead and start working through the curriculum. There will be a live instructor. And the labs are a beast, guys. I mean, you will learn really good Python, okay, in this first DS class, okay? You will learn really good Python. And you're like SQL, like flip SQL, like 270 degrees, okay? It's looking at data, but it's looking at data a different way than you did in SQL. So a lot of the concepts you're gonna have to, spend some time on, but nothing you can't do. But you're gonna have to spend some time to really understand the concepts and how Python works, and and how all of that goes together, because it is different from SQL. Okay, it's a different concept. I would call it more like you could stretch it in different shapes more than SQL. SQL has like its shape, rows and columns, and then Python, I mean, you can just do. It's so vast, Could I be a part of data analytics and data science simultaneously? Only if you're a robot. I don't see that happening at all. Just being honest with you. You would need to go through data analytics first and then data science, because data analytics is tough enough just going through by itself. Trying to do data science at the same time is, I don't think I could do it, let alone anybody going through the program, seeing this stuff for the first time. All right, guys. Well, this has been an open house. I appreciate you guys for joining, learning more about the program. Your next steps is to sign up, get registered, make your payment, and then just start moving through the curriculum, okay? I'll be presenting. I'll give you guys a demo of what the class is going to be like, all the concepts that we're going to be covering. We'll have a couple of orientation classes, and then it's off to the races. And remember, when you get done with your projects, we have our competitions every month, okay? You're going to have your presentation skills competitions. So we mix the data science in with the data analytics. It's a fun event. We'll definitely send you guys the link to the events so you can kind of see. Last event that we had just yesterday, we had one of our data science students that presented her project, okay? So it's a really exciting experience. You're definitely going to get those core skills that you need, but it does take a large commitment on your part, okay? And understand that everything you get, you got to work for. And so the path is laid out for you, but you got to put in the work, okay? You can't just attend the classes and think that you're going to be able to transition to the career. You gotta put in the work. But the good thing is if you just go through the program, you just do the projects, then the profile, the bio, the machine learning submission process, all of those things are going to propel you over the top, okay? But you got to put in that work and then get that hands-on experience so you actually know what you're doing. So when you get to your job, you can actually make an impact right away instead of being like, how do I do this, or what did I get myself into? All right, guys, that's all I have. So if you have any more questions, just reach out to support@colaberry.com. They'll be happy to answer any of your questions that you have. But yeah, that's it. Ali@colaberry.com. If you got any questions for me, I'll be happy to help you out as well. But your first choice is support@colaberry.com. Those guys are ready to help you out. And other than that, just come ready to work, come ready 15 to 20 hours a week, come ready to put that work in, and you should be successful going through this. And then there's other long-term opportunities that'll be available at Colaberry as well as we grow. So I could potentially hire you myself. So that's it, guys. You have a wonderful afternoon, wonderful evening, and I'll see you guys on day one. Have a good one.